What's up, yo? Yo, listen. So look, I miss you guys. You feel me? So I feel like I needed to do a vibe about what exactly that I do as far as services are concerned. Okay. Um, as you guys know, my name is Master Shaman Ja Sterling. So before I dive into this, I would like to cleanse the energy, nothing but godly energy and love. And before I get started, okay? All right? I want you guys to take 1 second, close your eyes, and tell yourself, I love you, okay? I want you to marry the heart and the mind. And keep in mind nothing but love and light. Take a deep breath. One more. I do 3 for the Holy Trinity, the mind, body, and spirit. Release all negative energy and receive all positive energy. Okay? I'd like to cleanse all negative energy across the board. Remember, tonight I will be discussing the services that I have in the Spiritrenewed888 family. I know you guys, all you guys see is me investigating murders. I see you guys see commentaries and whatnot or what have you, but I want to go a little bit in depth about what I do. A lot of my spiritual awakening has been probably pretty dramatic, not just for me, but for you, right? Um, but now that I have stepped into my purpose, it is now time for me to definitely put out there what exactly we do as a driving force of the utmost highlight God. Okay? And our first goal is to defeat the beast, dysfunction, pain, and help you get to a successful, peaceful soul progression. Okay? First off, my outside exterior is something that I love. It is not to appease you. I'm here to help you heal. I'm here to help you love. Okay? This is for me. Feel me? So let's dive into this, all right? I give you guys a nice little presentation here. My name is the Master Shaman Ja Sterling. Okay? First and foremost, I am still a normal person. I've been through adversities of being a black sheep, being mishandled. Okay, but I'm not a victim. Okay, let's be clear. I am a victor. Okay, so in this route, I was in the military. I still currently in school for cybersecurity online, and it's killing me. It's murder. Spirit's like, give it up. You have a different calling, but it's still hard for me to not straddle and not be grounded in the 3D versus 3D and 5D is what I'm comfortable with, and it's hard for me. And that goes with that blind faith of God. So I'm still growing there. But so that's just to show you that I am still trying to balance what God has for me and letting go of the 3D and being able to just completely fall into my purpose as my abilities have right? Um, of course, again, I am that kid. Don't think that I'm up here and it's been like this for ages. No. Um, as a child, I could always see things. I was lost in the woods. Um, about to get beat, ran away butt naked, right? And the spirit told me not to go further because it was a dangerous animal. So stuff like that would happen to me. And then, like, my brother died, and I would have a dream of him dying. My sister went to prison for 20 something years, and I had a dream that happened. So things like this would happen to me, and I would be like, oh, but to the Southern Baptist family that I was born to, it was and having a sacred heart and leading with love and always loving everybody. I was not the norm. And so, and I definitely was treated as such. So I grew up real introverted. And again, I'm not a victim, I'm a victor. Um, so I grew up really hermit because I felt like maybe I'm the problem, right? So then as I went through these trials and tribulations of adulthood, being mistreated because I'm nice to everybody. Of course, the nice guy is always the guy who, at the end of the day, um, being nice to everyone, it ends up getting you in a terrible place. So I had to learn to create these boundaries. Um, and these boundaries were because I had this obsession with Yeshua. Yeshua is Jesus, is what the current organization, they brainwash humanity and changed God to who they wanted him to be. And his real name is Yeshua. So I would have these dreams. And these dreams was like I would be on the ground crying. I should have helped Jesus carry the cross. I would wake up crying. I would go tell my dad. I was like 4 years old, had a pen pal, and I would get so upset if I didn't get allowance. Of course, they wouldn't give me allowance simply because knowing that I would needed this allowance to feed a homeless child. But because I grew up with narcissists, they could not wrap their mind around why does this little boy don't want to buy toys and he want to go send his little bit of money. So they would not literally give me my money. So it stuff like that started young, right? Um, and then it went from just complete mental, physical abuse, spiritual abuse. And I never understood what was the purpose of this. I mean, I had so my mom was on drugs, so I was born on crack. I was a child that was not supposed to live. I was the size of my mom's hand, so I literally fell out the pussy. Excuse my language. Anyway, but I want to be transparent here because I want you to know that I am a true shaman, and I was marked at birth. Okay, so as I fell out, right, I, I stayed with my mother, and I remember seeing a multitude of things because we stayed in drug houses, beds full of grown people on drugs, so that's where we would sleep, and so on and so forth. I would crawl to the basement and watch my mom and dad. I mean, not my mom and dad. I'm sorry, my mom and my uncle heating up spoons. At that age, I didn't know what it was. Dad left mom for some women. Witnessed a lot of stuff with that. These women were real, and forgive them for they know now what they do. Hurt women. He attracted a lot of hurt women. Now that I know, these are curses put on these families to keep them from love. And the way to do that is to make sure that they run into demonic people. And this is in which in their mind they're fabricated to think that this is love. And I'm gonna tell you because I went through the same thing. Okay, okay, because you in your mind you think that this is, oh my gosh, this everything, not knowing that this is a curse and people have put black magic on you to make you think this is bliss, right? So I've seen that happen as a kid, just watching my father just throw his entire, I mean, my dad is very smart, very intelligent. I mean, I idolize my father. But I do think the downfall to him as a person was the women that this family cursed or curses brought to him. So let me just say that in entirely. My father is a good man, regardless of what you hear me say on here. My father's a good man, and he's changed for the better. Unfortunately, I don't know that guy, right? And the guy that I know just hurt me, but I was able, as a shaman, as a kid, I was able to see through and know that it was something he'd been through that hurt him. So anyway, all right, so let me go into how my abilities took place. So after I started having these visions and whatnot or what have you, it just was crazy that I just knew how everything was going to happen. I was always saved. Um, and there was this undying jealousy that people had, enviousness. I mean, as a kid, these women that were in my life to protect me as my mothers would say these things to me that were otherworldly, that I just were like, did she just say that to me? But then I had to think in my mind's eye that hurt people hurt people. So then I used to go with my dog, right? I had this Cocker Spaniel. And again, I'm not talking about my story because I am delivered and I am healed and I'm just happy to be here, right? So as I used to talk to my puppy, it was a Cocker Spaniel. I used to like and write it in my journal and then I'm like, can everybody talk to their dog, right? And then I'm over here being in school with my friends, normal school, fighting everything. I catch spades. I was that person. You feel me? But spirit used to just drive me. So then I was in elementary school, right? And this is right after I had, again, I'm a crack baby. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I was saved at birth and I had reconstructive eye surgery at 10 years old. I was very premature. The only one out of my kids, I had leg braces on my legs. They broke my legs as a kid, and I had to walk straight. Out of all my siblings, I was the worst one that weren't supposed to live. So I was pushed off a roof, broke both my wrists. They were surprised I didn't die. I mean, I've been abused severely. It just the whole nine, right? So then there was a time I was in elementary school and Selena, I don't know if y'all know about the Latina singer, Selena. I used to be in love with her. Her and Janet Jackson, I used to love them. I used to listen to one, I want them to have my baby. And I want to be like them. So it was like one of these things, like, oh my God, that light, right? And I was just in love with them. So she was at my school and she was singing. I'm a kid. And I went up and grabbed her hand and I just started crying. I started crying. And she was just singing bitty bitty bum bum. And this was one of the happiest times of my life, being from Detroit, crack epidemic, dysfunctional family. Next thing you know, at that moment, I had a vision of her losing her life. And my teacher could not understand why I was sitting here crying. And next thing you know, a week later, on God, the step monster in the front seat. No disrespect, that's just how I feel. Don't say. I wish everyone the best. So next thing you know, she crying, and they say Selena got shot. I was like, I knew it. She was just at my school. And so after that, a string of things would happen, and the eye surgery. When I had I had one of the first reconstructive eye surgeries in San Antonio, Texas. And after I woke up after my surgery, my eyes were just completely red, bloody red. And I see my dad crying. I was like, what the hell is he crying for? I ain't never seen my dad cry. And I knew at that moment God chose me for something in particular. I knew I was different for a reason. It's just all stuff just seemed weird. So then, after I got my eye surgery, soon after I got into it with the stepmonster because I wouldn't let her beat my two little sisters because they wasn't her kids. So she didn't like that. So she jumped on me and she was like, it's all in your eyes. And I'm like, what is she talking about? She was like, it's all in your eyes. And she jumped on me, punched me in my eyes, blacked my eyes. But when the cops came, and she bit me. And so I had to think to myself, what is going on? And I was just trying to protect these two little kids that are not her children. And it's a grown woman. And so the cops came and the cops were like, and this when I figured out I was righteous. This was 13 years old and I figured out, and I knew that, oh my God, I'm righteous. bro. Right? So the cops came. The cops were like, they called my dad. He was TDY. If you guys know what that is, my dad's literally always gone for 3 months. So he was never home, always with this crazy woman. And they was like, you have a choice. And the choice was that either I could get her put in prison, make her lose her military career, or I could just go to Atlanta where my auntie stay at until my dad gets done with TDY for school. And eventually, the cops came and I was like, you know what? Just go ahead and send me to Atlanta, right? And after that, I just was in this head frame of like, I was like, because I don't want her to lose her home, because that is my dad's wife, and I don't want to do that to her. So at that moment, I knew that I was built different, right? So anyway, a multitude of things would happen. So just to throw this out there of how I came into fruition that I was a shaman and that I was gifted. It all started young when I started recognizing that I was making these adult decisions with a righteous, sacred heart of Yeshua. And I was waking up crying, begging, like I would be begging Jesus to help me, to let me help him carry that cross, like crying. And I never understood why it was that serious for me until later. So let me dive into this. All right. So my name is Master Shaman Ja Sterling. Okay. Listen. So I can talk to the dead, to past loved ones who have passed on. Okay. In this, I'm going to go ahead and get into the sessions that I provide, which prices are posted on the website. But I want to go a little bit in depth about what I do and how I heal childhood trauma and grieving from the inside out to help you and live a successful soul progression with love, light, and peace. We all want that. And to heal that karma that keeps you from being stagnant and feeling like, what happened, right? Like, what am I doing? You feel me? All right, so let's get into this. So this is the healing sound bath. So as you see, I showed you guys a little bowl right here, but there's a multitude of different sizes and frequencies that I provide. I want you guys to don't misunderstand me. I love the church. I don't like them all because of the people. I know you guys understand that. I love God with all my heart, but I don't like what people have done with the knowledge. I don't like how people have used their hearts, for personal gain. Okay. Through sound baths may seem like a new age concept, the practice of healing bodies through sound is technically thousands of years old, with deep roots in cultures across the world. This spiritual cleansing music varies according to place and culture, but it can be as simple as chanting and following your yoga sessions, or as complex as an hour-long experience, a dedicated space with a sound practitioner or shaman like myself. Okay, with expert guidance, we've outlined everything you need to know about what sound baths are, what benefits sound baths may provide to participants, and how you can experience one yourself. All right, these are the Tibetan bowl sound baths that I use. All right. Okay, we've got to understand that frequency is in the ethers. The universe is frequency. The body is frequency. Okay, we are looking for healing through pills, through medication that has side effects. That's worse than a condition. But what people don't understand is that the cure is in frequency. Okay, if you have not researched, cancer can be cured with a specific pitch. Okay, if you have it at a specific pitch, it can heal you from the inside out As long as you have pure intentions of love light, okay, with a knowing of that all is one. Okay, we are all part of the creator. Okay, if you're one with the mind, body, and spirit, frequency can heal anything. Let's be clear. But if you dive in this with a half-healed heart, with um with trauma still pending, with blockages and whatnot, you cannot use the frequency to your advantage as given by the utmost highlight God. Okay, so that's what these sound baths are for, to relieve yourself of blockages that have been put in you since your upbringing, i.e., dysfunction, pain, grieving, childhood sexual traumas, things like that, that have stayed stagnant within the soul. These things, as these sound baths can help you, catapult you into a healing of dramatic, exceptional magnitude. Okay? And that's exactly why I stated in the beginning of my live what I've been through. So you know that it works. Okay? I'm a prime example. And I've been through it all. Okay? Again, I'm no victim. I'm a victor. Let's be clear. All right. The music doesn't have a, let's see. What is a sound bath? Sorry. In general, a sound bath is a meditative experience where those in attendance are bathed in sound waves. These waves are produced by various sources, including healing instruments such as gongs, singing bowls, percussions, chimes, rattles, tuning forks, and even the human voice itself, like Do you see how that? You feel it? Do you feel it? If you do this, even alone, you would feel so much lighter. Okay? But the way of the shaman has been lost among so much confusion and not knowing that this is of God. So, in ways, the church has controlled the people so they don't heal completely in this aspect. So this is why they have left books out the Bible, because what is currently been rewritten by man, right? Let's be clear. They have left out key components that could help the entire humanity heal. Why? Because they want majority to kill each other or kill themselves and not heal. So only those with the sacred knowledge can. And see, I'm not selfish, I'm not a narcissist, and I'm not greedy. So I want all of humanity to heal like I heal. I'm here for it. I want everybody to be happy. Okay? I ain't greedy. You feel me? So let's get back into this. The music doesn't have a catchy melody or rhythm like you'd experience at a rock concert or symphony, but instead is a carefully selected wash of instruments and voice with notable resonance and overtones. The intention is really to change the help balance the energy of the participants. We want high vibration. Okay. One thing when people's like, oh, God don't hear my prayers, nothing is happening. Okay, spirit cannot, first of all, a rule of spirit is angels cannot just come intervene. They're not allowed to. Okay. And also your loved ones when grieving cannot come in if your vibrations are too high, like or if they are too low. They have to be just right to catch the frequency. And with these instruments and these it keeps you centered to where you can receive the messages of the utmost highlights. Okay, listen. The intention is really to change and help balance the energy of the participants. Okay, during a sound bath, you don't want to hook into the melody, bam, 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 bam. You don't want to repeat things because you don't want the brain to recognize a repeated beat. Instead, you want participants to release and you want the brain to let go with blind faith as you should with God. Okay. Even as a shaman, I work on, again, like I said, I'm still in school for cybersecurity school, but God is telling me to let that go because he has a different calling. But I cannot have that. I can because I'm working on it. But that's something that I'm dealing with, letting go of the 3D and just flowing with blind faith with God. So, and this is part of that, because you want to just have blind faith that this frequency is going to heal you. It is key. If you don't believe, it's not going to work. Okay, let's be clear. And I also want to put in this. Okay, I listen to some songs by Beyonce, but I don't really. And then Travis Scott, I don't listen to him at all. But let me tell you what Spirit told me. So Beyonce puts frequency, 528 megahertz. I like listening to like megahertz, different megahertz, 528, 777, 888 megahertz for abundance and things like that. So Beyonce puts it in her music, which it flows nicely because her lyrics and her heart is in it. So there's no problem with that as long as you're using pure intentions. So that's why she has that beehive and people are gravitated because she's using magic. Okay, let's be clear. See, Travis Scott did the same thing, but he reversed it because you have good and bad of everything. And he reversed it into something that drew the masses to like negative music. So that's what happened during his situation, whether he meant it or not, right? So this is how powerful frequency and vibrations are, okay? Let's keep this flowing. I'm hot, this light hot, y'all. All right. During the sound bath, participants lie on their backs, sometimes referred to as the Savasana position in yoga. Okay, for the entire experience, the sound healing practitioner facilitates the experiences, and sometimes the entire group participates with chants, mantras, or rolling arms. A guided experience like this generally lasts anywhere between 15 to 60 minutes. Okay, definitely mantras and chants are extraordinary. Positive mantras are like positive affirmations you repeat in your mind. You don't say I can't, you say I will and I can, period. When a beast say you can't, you say I can. That's like a 2-word mantra that you just continuously say in your head to make sure that you're going to be the best version of yourself that you could be for the Most High like God. And that goes for everything. Okay, this is also great for sobriety. Okay, I've been through that too. This is also good for everything, for trauma, childhood trauma. This can eliminate that all, but only used with the appropriate frequency. Okay, this is an example right here of a full session that I have everyone laid out. I have various bowls right here, and they just this beautiful sound. Okay, I also, while doing this, I have a seminar where I speak on transformation and transmutation. I want you to change those negative thoughts and replace those with positive thoughts. You do not come to a sound bath with nothing negative. You come with all love and light. So you bag that negative tension up and you throw it out the window. Leave the past in the past. Don't anticipate the future, and live in the present. Okay? It's all about love, light, and community. It don't have no race, gender, and nothing like that. We are all one of the utmost high light. Okay? Okay? I am also a spirit medium. I talk to the dead. I thought this picture was so cool because that's what it feels like. So I also talk to the dead, right? So I literally talk to past loved ones who have passed on. Brothers, sisters, auntie, whoever, grandmothers, great grandmothers. I've had pets come through. I am clairvoyant, clairsentient, and I'm in clairaudient. So I hear, I see everything. I can connect to any being in the universe and see and have a conversation. I have also connected to extraterrestrials. That's how powerful I am. Okay. I am I am connected to the Akashic records of everything, okay, because of my past lives. Has come into this one, and I am able to access these things, okay? So, spiritualism is a movement whose adherents believe that the spirits of deceased people continue to live on after physical death. Mediums have the ability to communicate with the spirits through seeing, clairvoyance, feeling, clairsentience, or hearing, or clairaudience them. Okay? So I can do all of this. So as I sit with a session with you, um, I literally can connect to any loved one that has passed and any actually loved one who is living, who is near death, or so on and so forth. Okay, so the outcome can be when you work in one with spirit, you know. Okay, studies from the University of Cardiff, Northampton, and Lancaster, of all which are in the United Kingdom, have argued that religious and spiritual experiences, RSEs, such as clairaudience, can be useful as a comparison to auditory hallucinations of people with certain mental health conditions. Okay, um, people born with ADD, ADHD, and those of that nature are indigo children. These are chosen seeds. Again, society has took these chosen seeds and put them under an umbrella of mental health. Okay, but these are actually beings who think at a higher frequency than most, but society has conformed it to think that they are not, and so they usually turned into bullied and turned into not being the ones that are the chosen, and they usually are. Okay, so most of them end up either it's not killing themselves or killing somebody else or something like that. It's always turns into a problem. But now is the time for the people to get woke. Okay, um, so the argument there is no argument. Clearly, okay. Let's keep it a buck, right? All right. This is Teresa Laputa. This is somebody I watch. She's a medium, so my abilities are like hers, and similar to hers, and Tyler Henry and so on and so forth. We all are fit under the same umbrella as spirit mediums, to where we just can't connect. I can. They come with me with childhood traumas. They also come with me with illnesses and so on and so forth, and what to check on health wise. Animals come through. I get visions of Christmas and Thanksgiving and beautiful. That's such so beautiful to see. So yeah. I also am an oracle. So as an oracle, I see past, present, and future. So I can tell you if a job is going to work out. I could tell you if you're going to get the job, if you're going to have a baby, what you're going to have. I could tell you um, and it's I don't use cards. I don't use nothing like that. Usually, I have my own tarot reader that works for that I go to, but I haven't had one lately. But I don't use none of that. I'm just the oracle. I can just see past, present, and future, and so on. I can see what in the past is hurting you or affecting you, that's keeping you from your future. I can comment on what's going on right now. If you're going to get a new car, if you're going to get that car you need, or if it's going to work out for you, or and so on and so forth. So that's what an oracle is. I wanted to reference the Oracle of Delhi in Greece, the well-known Oracle of Delhi. She was an oracle with a group that was in a castle where the kings and queens of the world would go to her back in the day, hundreds of years ago, to know when to strike on another kingdom, or when was food going to come to the, when was a drought going to be over, or when the monsoon was going to be over, or so on and so forth, things like that. But in order to get a clear understanding of what an oracle is, I would definitely look up the Oracle of Delhi. As an oracle, I have access to Akashic records and am able to tell past, present, future, and answer questions that only the universe can answer, because I am part of the Christ consciousness. Okay, I can tell you if you're going to get the job, get prego, if he or she is cheating. I can see all of that. Okay, these sessions are will also all these sessions will be priced on the website. Um, Again, I'm here for it. I'm here for you. Okay, shamanic soul cleansing and healing session. As a shaman, I use not only the bowls, but I use stuff like this, like a sage. You see it? It's a shell. This is sage. I got smoky sage. I got some spruce. Um, and I also with my hands clear my space. I don't feel like. And I use feathers. You see? Um, and crystals. I got more for healing. So spirit tells me exactly what's wrong with your body, or I could just feel with my hands using Reiki, or my hands are very powerful with healing mechanisms, so I'm able to heal with those. And I can see a grid in my subconscious and see what's wrong, what's hereditary that needs to be healed. And I use these crystals, and I use a method where I use the sage to heal the solar plexus and remove the negative and bad energy and release it out to be healed by God. Okay, and I am an expert shaman at removing illness. In time, you will see it, see the effects as time goes. But remember, when it comes to healing, it's important to fast and treat yourself as if you have been to the doctor. So eat healthy and so on and so forth, and so the process can be worthwhile. Okay, and you can heal, which is and live a successful soul progression. As a shaman, I can see elements of illness, and the spirit will tell me what is wrong and blocked in the body, and I will force it out your body with love, light, and pure intentions. I have divine authority, and God supports me in every decision I've made because of my sacred heart that I was marked with at birth. I can treat and remove curses and bad energy using ancient shamanic tactics, crystals, herbs, sage, Bible scripture, and other ancient healing techniques. I do keep my little Bible, okay, written. Contrary to what all the naysayers believe, I am a lover of the utmost highlight God. Of course, but that what the haters would say. You would want that to be. But I love you. All right? Listen, listen. I'm not even done, y'all. All right. So this is a technique. This is what I do. I lay you down and I literally go over the body to see what is wrong. I can help initiate a healing response at a soul level. You need to identify at a soul level what is wrong, and sometimes we can't see that us shamans, witch doctors, whatever, can see. Okay, uh, all right. Um, I there's so since I'm of the utmost high life and I am ordained by God, and I'm nothing but light and pure essence with no karma. There's not much what there's nothing the beast can do to me or for me. Okay. Listen, people believe me, they tried me my whole life. So uh that's why I've made the perfect candidate to be a master shaman of the utmost highlights. I am as powerful to call myself a healer of healers. Mysticism, I am also a master magician and a master alchemist. So this is only a little bit of what I know. Okay. Pricing will be posted on website. Okay. I can travel if travel is paid for. Okay. I travel. I can have seminars. I can sit. Go anywhere. As long as travel is paid for, I am there with love, with light, with a hug, with my sage, whatever you need. I'm here for it. Okay. I can even speak in groups to seminars, purifying the souls at a soul level. I am a master godly magician, okay? A shaman, a spirit medium, oracle, healer, master alchemist, specializing in healing childhood trauma and grieving and more. Okay. Again, I can travel anywhere as long as it is paid for. Okay, beautiful souls. And my pricing will be on the website. And I am a master godly magician, master shaman, spirit medium, oracle healer, alchemist, specializing in childhood trauma and grieving. It is important to grieve properly. My YouTube has angel numbers. It has mantras. It has a multitude of things. I investigate murders, missing persons. I do a lot on there, prophecies, and everything has come to fruition. Let's be clear. I have many receipts. Okay. Um, Again, pricing will be on website www.spiritrenewed888.com. Email is ja.sterling@spiritrenewed888.com. Again, email is ja.sterling@spiritrenewed888.com. Feel free to email me. I'll be changing my number because as I plan to get to where I need to get to, it's probably not good that I have my private phone number out there. So I'll be changing my number. So the best way to get contact with me is my email until I get a work phone. Let me help you transmute pain, dysfunction, whatever you've been through into love. Okay? All right? All right. So you can live a successful soul progression. All right. I want to send some love light to all of humanity. Okay? The director from the utmost highlights is unity. Unity is the key to a higher conscious universe. All biases, all hatred, all division is man-made, so that humanity, can do exactly what they've been doing as of now, destructing Mother Gaia and everything around it. Okay? It is time to heal properly and bring back the way of God and shamanic practices to get you closer to God. Okay? So you don't have to leave this earth unfulfilled or with a whole bunch of traumas to still heal. We don't want that. Right? Yeah. Right? So take a deep breath. You are more than a conqueror. You are victorious. You are more than inadequate. You are necessary. You don't have to know them to love them. You don't have to know them to wish them well. You don't have to identify with them to love them. You have to identify with them to wish them well.